Good morning, East Alabama and West Georgia. Dr. Don in here with you early on your Wednesday morning. It is 2:01 a.m. Central Time, 3:01 a.m. Over on the eastern side of the time zone. And we're here because of a severe thunderstorm warning that has just been issued. And this severe thunderstorm warning is in effect now for portions of Talladega, Clay, Randolph, and Cleburne County. I'll just read the text of this warning to you. Just issued by the National Weather Service office in Birmingham. Severe thunderstorm warning for northern Randolph, Cleburne County, and for northeastern Clay County in east central Alabama, in effect until 2:45 a.m. this morning. At 1:56 a.m. this morning, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from Jacksonville State University to near Oxford Lake to near Waldo, moving to the east at around 60 miles per hour. The hazard is 60 mile per hour wind gust. Again, that is a severe thunderstorm warning in effect now until 2:45 a.m. And that is for portions of northern Clay, northern Randolph, and for Cleburne County. That is going to be for this line of thunderstorms that is lined up now from about Jacksonville down to the I-20 corridor. Let me zoom in a little bit closer. We've got so much on the radar, it's a little hard to see. Down to about Heflin, and then down to just west of Chulafini. And then that continues right along the Clay County, Talladega County line, and then stretches all the way back to just north of Sylacauga, and then all the way back to Montevallo over in central Alabama, and then down into the Centerville-Brent area. So the northern sections of Randolph, northern sections of Clay, and Cleburne are under a severe thunderstorm warning. The main threat here is going to be straight line damaging winds of around 60 miles per hour. We also have a couple of hail markers showing up, but right now it doesn't look like there's going to be any significant hail with this storm. Again, the main threat is going to be damaging straight line wind and torrential rainfall. We're talking just a copious amount of rain with this line of storms as it moves through. So be prepared for that. I think that's probably going to be more of an effect on more people than any straight line winds would be. It's just a lot of rain with this storm this morning. So I know that you folks down in Ashland, you folks over in Wedowee, down in Roanoke, Rock Mills, Wadley, you're all going to be asking the question, so what about us? Northern Randolph County and northern Clay County is under a severe thunderstorm warning. Is that moving in our general direction? Well, the entire line is moving east. At the moment, they're not warning for the section of the line that would move through Ashland, Wedowee, and Point South. But that could change at any moment. They are issuing special weather statements for that section of the line. So it's just too early to tell. The actual portion of the storm that is prompting the severe thunderstorm warning for Clay, northern Clay, and northern Randolph will not move through central Clay or Randolph or southern Clay or Randolph. But the southern part of that line that is not severe at the moment will, and it could potentially go severe before it moves into those areas. So yeah, we're just going to have to watch this together and see. Now, about 2 hours ago, they did extend the tornado watch a little bit further to the east, which did get Chilton County, it did get Coosa, and it did get Elmore. And for you folks down there in central Alabama, Autauga County, Montgomery County, Lowndes County, and Dallas County also under that tornado watch. And we do have one tornado warning that's active in the state of Alabama at this hour, and that's down here in Dallas County. That's going to be just to the southwest of Selma. This is for a tornado. Tornado warning issued at 1:57 a.m. this morning by the National Weather Service office at Birmingham. This is for southern Dallas County and south central Alabama, and the warning's in effect until 2:45. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Oroville, or 16 miles to the southeast of Uniontown, moving east at 50 miles per hour. So I don't think that this particular thunderstorm, or the portion of the storm where the tornado warning or where the tornado is located is probably going to stay south of Selma. Let me put this in motion. Yeah, it's going to be a close call, Selma. I'd be paying attention to it, but it looks like maybe just a little bit south of downtown Selma. Maybe out here where 41 and 80 intersect south of Selma. From that point south, I would be a little concerned. But from that point north, I think downtown Selma would be okay, and certainly if you're up there on the north end. But anyway, that's the only tornado warning that we have out there right now. It's for Dallas County, which is to the west of Montgomery. So that's what we're looking at this morning. No severe weather as far as tornadoes are concerned across East Alabama or West Georgia at this hour. Is it possible that we could have a tornado, a quick spin-up tornado? Absolutely, it's possible. It's not likely, but the chance is not zero either across East Alabama or West Georgia. The reason they did not extend the tornado watch any further east is because it's been raining across East Alabama and West Georgia at times since about 7 o'clock last night. And that rain-soaked atmosphere has stabilized things, and so the air, the upper levels of the atmosphere, and at the surface, not nearly as conducive for tornadoes across East Alabama or West Georgia as it was back across Central Alabama and West Alabama. Now, the line itself that is pushing into East Alabama at this hour, it is feeding off of veering in the upper levels of the atmosphere, so it's not dependent on whether or not we have instability at the ground, and it's bringing in a tremendous amount of rain. There's a good bit of lightning involved in it, and there's probably some good gusty winds, especially right out along the leading edge of this segment of storms that's now moving fairly rapidly into Clay County. We've already got it now into the northern parts of Clay County. So up there around Delta, stretching back down to around Bowden Grove. Getting pretty windy and rainy up there now. So it's just, the leading edge of it's just about to move into Randolph County as well. So up there on 431, where 431 exits Randolph County up into Cleburne. The weather's going to start deteriorating there very quickly, and then that'll continue to slide across the northern parts of Clay and Randolph, and then the southern end of this stuff from Waldo back down to about Sylacauga will come across the remainder of Clay and Randolph within the next hour or so as well. It's just that at the moment that segment of the line is not severe. So that kind of brings you up to date on where we are this morning. We're going to ride with you for a while until we get this stuff into or out of East Alabama, unless it calms down a little bit. We're going to stay with you for a few minutes on this. So let me go back and look and see if there's any questions here. Are these storms north or south of I-20? Well, let me give you a little geography lesson right quick. This is I-20, and I know there's a lot on the radar and it's hard to see, but there's Birmingham, there's Pell City, there's Anniston, so that's I-20. All right, the storms are south of I-20. They're down here below I-20, and they're moving toward East Alabama and West Georgia. North of I-20, we've just got copious amounts of rain still continuing at this hour in places like Jasper, Coleman, Albertville, Gadsden, and then that stretches on over into Georgia. But behind this line, the threat of severe weather does end. Once this line moves through your area, then the risk of severe weather is over for your particular location. Lafayette, yeah, you're not nothing at all going on down there right now, but eventually this line is going to move through Chambers County, so you will have to deal with this in a couple of hours. Hey, Mark Hall, good morning, sir. Thank you. Thank you for your support. So the National Weather Service is now canceling some of the tornado watch on the backside of this line. So places like Jefferson County, Pickens County, Tuscaloosa, you have just been removed from the tornado watch. So the severe threat has ended over there. The tornado watch does continue for Bibb, Chilton, Coosa, Dallas, Elmore, Greene, Hale, Lowndes, Marengo, Montgomery, Perry, Pike, Shelby, and Sumter. The watch continues until 6 a.m. this morning. Bacon levels in the house this morning. Good morning, Aaron. Nicole's watching us from Center Chapel out there on 87. Joanne's watching us from Bowden this morning. And heads up, Bowden, this section of the storm that's prompting the severe thunderstorm warning for Cleburne, northern Clay, and northern Randolph will move through Bowden in about 30 minutes, maybe 30 to 45 minutes. We do not have a severe thunderstorm warning for Carroll County yet. We do have a special weather statement that was just issued by the National Weather Service, and I'll read that to you. This is for Haralson and Carroll County, Georgia. Strong thunderstorms will impact portions of Haralson and western Carroll counties through 3:30 a.m. At 3:06 a.m., a line of strong thunderstorms was along a line extending from Coleman Lake and Campground to Heflin to near Mount Cheahaw and moving east at 65 miles per hour. 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gust, pea-sized hail, and frequent cloud-to-ground lightning can be expected with this storm. So that is the line that's still in Alabama. It's moving to the east at around 65 miles per hour. So it's moving on pretty quick. And that is what you're going to experience over here in Bowden. Reports of very heavy rain up here in Heflin. And you see that leading edge now of this thunderstorm complex stretching from about Abernathy up there on I-20 down to around Pine Tucky. That's in Randolph County to Foster's Crossroads. Back over to around Barfield in Clay. About to move into Lineville. And then it stretches on back to around Sylacauga. But again, the portion of the storm that's prompted the severe thunderstorm warning is only going to move across northern Clay and northern Randolph. From that point south and southwest, we don't have a severe thunderstorm warning as of yet. All right, so the National Weather Service is continuing the tornado warning for Dallas County until 2:45 a.m. At 2:15, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Old Cahaba Park or near Selmont, West Selmont, moving to the east at around 50 miles per hour. And we do have folks that keep up with us down there in central Alabama, so we'll ride down here and show you this again. There's your severe thunderstorm that's capable of producing a tornado in Dallas County. going to look at a couple of different products here and see if we can find. There it is. That's your possible tornado right there. So it's pretty much moving parallel and south of Highway 22. It's to the east of Oroville now, and it's going to be moving to the northeast. It'll cross Highway 41 just south of the 41 Highway 80 interchange. So this is going to be down here on the south side of Selma. And that's your tornado right there, where you see the pinks and the reds and the greens touching. You see that mesoscale spinning right there. This is going to be just south of Highway 22, and it's going to continue to move on off to the east-northeast. So if you have folks down here in this part of Alabama, you want to call them and make sure that they're aware of what's going on, and make sure they're paying attention. We'll put that in motion, kind of give you an idea of the direction that it's moving. Maybe a little debris signature. Well, it's gone now, but there was one. There may still be a little bit right there. I would put if there's a tornado on the ground, it's going to be here, where you see that inflow notch coming back up into the storm. This is where it would be right there, right about where you see that little arrow. Again, it's going to cross over Highway 41 just south of the Highway 80, Highway 430, Highway 41 interchange. And that's the only tornado warning we have in the state of Alabama at this hour. As a matter of fact, well, there's one down in Mississippi, southern Mississippi, but that's one of only two that we have on the board at this hour anywhere across the southeast. We come back up to East Alabama. And the main reason we are here is because of the severe thunderstorm warning that's now been issued for northeast Clay, northern Randolph, and for portions of southern and eastern Cleburne. Now, this is basically going to be north of Wedowee and Randolph, north of Lineville in Clay. You'll notice when I zoom back out, there's a little bowing right there on the main line of storms, and that's the reason for the severe thunderstorm warning. South and west of Lineville, Alabama, we don't have any severe weather. I mean, we've got some strong weather, and that's being covered by special weather statements. But from just north of Lineville back up to the just north of I-20 in Cleburne County, they're issuing a severe thunderstorm warning for that portion of the line. Hey, Kyra, it has been a long time. We went a long stretch without having any severe weather. It's good to see you back in here. Sharon's asking the question, anything other than a severe thunderstorm for us good old folks up here in Woodland? You're asking if I think there's a chance you could have a tornado, because severe thunderstorms cover all gambits of weather. I mean, everything. All modes of severe weather are possible anytime you have a severe thunderstorm warning for your area. Certainly a tornado is possible. Damaging straight line winds are possible. Deadly lightning is possible. Everything's possible. But the tornado threat here in East Alabama and West Georgia is nowhere near as significant as it was back in Central and West Alabama. The atmosphere is just not as conducive in this particular weather setup, and the timing. It's coming through at the coolest part of the day. So, to answer your question, yes, anything is possible, but not likely. Um, a quick spin up tornado anywhere along this line, especially where it is severe, cannot be completely ruled out. But the National Storm Prediction Center did not extend the tornado watch any further east, and they're not going to because the atmosphere here across East Alabama and West Georgia is just not supportive for severe weather. So we believe that these singular storms that have had a history of producing tornadoes during the overnight, and we've seen this. These storms, when they get close to I-65, they start to fade out and they lose their tornado characteristics. And that's exactly what I would expect with this storm down in Dallas County. Now, this one may stay together a little bit longer because it's further south and there's more instability down there. So if you're up here in Autauga County, places like Autaugaville, Prattville, you need to be paying attention to this storm down in Dallas County. You know that's where your weather comes from. It comes from Selma. I grew up, spent the first 18, 19 years of my life right there in Prattville, Alabama. And we always looked at Selma because that's where our severe weather typically comes from down here in Prattville, Alabama. So that's what they've got. We've got a storm producing a possible tornado, and I got to tell you, that signature looks even better now than it did just a few moments ago. There's a very, very clear inflow notch on this storm, and that continues to move off to the northeast at about 50 to 60 miles per hour. So it's going to be pretty close over here at Whitehall, Autaugaville, and then eventually over here around Prattville. Weather Service does continue the tornado warning for Dallas County at 2:22. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Selmont, West Selmont, moving to the east at 50 miles per hour. And yeah, it's pretty good looking signature. There's your reds, your greens. Your tornado would be right in here. It is about to cross over Highway 41 there, just south of the intersection of 41 and 80. So if you're in that area, it's past time to go to your safe place. And then next in line, you folks over here around Benton, Whitehall, up here in Autauga County, around Autaugaville. You need to be prepared to go to your safe place if this storm holds together. Now, this is way down in central Alabama. This is not going to be a storm that we got to worry about over here in East Alabama, at least not yet. We anticipate that this storm would start weakening after it gets in the vicinity of I-65 or maybe a little bit east of I-65. This storm should start falling apart, but it may hold together long enough to cause a problem for the rest of Dallas County and for Autauga County. So we may have to deal with this for another hour or so. Back up here in East Alabama, we are primarily broadcasting this morning because of a severe thunderstorm warning that was issued by the National Weather Service about 30 minutes or so ago that covers Cleburne, northern Randolph, and northeastern Clay County. I can tell you that all except for the extreme southeast corner of Cleburne County is pretty much in the clear. Right over here in the southeast corner, places like Ranburne have still got to deal with the line, but behind that, if you're west or north or northwest of Ranburne, you're pretty much in the clear as far as the threat of severe weather is concerned. Newell, you're right in the middle of it. Wedowee, the leading edge of it's about to move into downtown Wedowee, but again, you're not in that severe thunderstorm warning. The severe thunderstorm warning is from about the Ava community north up there on 431. Woodland, you are covered under the severe thunderstorm warning. Pine Hill, Newell, Butler's Mill, Foster's Crossroads, Swag, up here at Graham, all those locations are covered under the severe thunderstorm warning, but from about Ava and south in Randolph County, this does not pertain to you, though that line is going to move through. The portion of the line that is severe and prompting that warning should stay to your north. Rain about to come into Ashland. It's already pouring now in Lineville. Millerville is about to get in on the action. Very heavy rain falling in Sylacauga at this hour. Not a good morning to go to drive north up to I-20 and go east or west toward Birmingham or Atlanta. It's going to be a wet ride. National Weather Service continues the tornado warning now for Dallas County until 2:45 a.m. At 2:27, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Tyler or near Selmont, West Selmont, moving east at 45 miles per hour. Again, that is the storm we're talking about down in central Alabama, and it's the only tornado warning in the state of Alabama at this hour. But I'm telling you, that's a pretty good-looking tornado signature. We have not got confirmation that this is on the ground just yet, but the radar is screaming at us and telling us that looks pretty ominous. There's your inflow notch. All right, so now the National Weather Service is issuing a tornado warning for Autauga and Lowndes County of central Alabama. At 2:28 a.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was over Tyler or near Selmont, West Selmont, moving to the east at 45 miles per hour. So there you go, Autaugaville and Prattville, both covered under this new tornado warning. Whitehall down here in Lowndes County. So this storm is going to continue to the northeast. It'll cross over the Alabama River, and then it will end up over here in southern Autauga County, southwest Autauga County. So if you know anybody that lives in Autaugaville, anywhere up here on Highway 14, from about Autaugaville all the way to Prattville would be the area of concern in Autauga County. So if you got folks that live up here in southern Autauga County, you want to call them and make sure they know that southern Autauga County just went under a tornado warning. Same down here in northern Lowndes County. If you know folks who live down around Whitehall or anywhere north of Lounsboro in Lowndes County. This is going to stay to the northwest of Montgomery. This is going to be a southern Autauga County and potentially an Elmore County issue. If you're over here in Wetumpka or Millbrook, pay attention to what's going on to your southwest. If you're in Autaugaville, I would go ahead and get my stuff together and get ready to head to my safe place. If you're in Prattville, I would be ready to go at any moment. Let's go back up here to East Alabama. We're getting some more alerts in up here. And we have new severe thunderstorm warnings issued now. The National Weather Service has dropped the warning for Clay and Cleburne. So Clay and Cleburne, you're good to go to bed. Randolph County, just the extreme northeastern corner of Randolph County, remains under the severe thunderstorm warning. And we have a new warning that's just been issued now for West Georgia. And let me just read the text of it to you. The National Weather Service office in Peachtree City has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Haralson County, Carroll County, Douglas County, northern Heard County, northwestern Coweta County, and southern or southwestern Fulton County. This severe thunderstorm warning is in effect until 4 a.m. this morning. At 3:28 a.m., a severe thunderstorm was located along a line extending from near Buchanan to Mount Zion to near Graham, moving to the east at 65 miles per hour. The main hazard with this storm is 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. Again, that is going to be for southeastern Haralson, Carroll, Douglas, northern Heard, northwestern Coweta, and southwestern Fulton, in effect until 4 a.m. this morning. And also Randolph County. The warning for Randolph County. The severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Cleburne and northeastern Clay has been canceled. And then the severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 2:45 a.m. this morning for northeastern Randolph County. At 2:29, a severe thunderstorm is located along a line extending from Buchanan to near Bowden to Wedowee, moving to the east at 55 miles per hour, 60-mile-per-hour wind gust, the issue here. And that gust is going to be right along the leading edge of this line of thunderstorms. So after that initial first 5 minutes of the storm passes you, the threat of severe weather is going to start going downhill real quick. As a matter of fact, you folks up here northwest Randolph County, your threat of severe weather has all but ended. Same thing for northern and central Clay. You know, if I'm Ashland South in Clay County, I'm still going to be on guard here for a few more minutes. But once this initial part of the line gets past your area, you're pretty much in the clear as far as the threat of severe weather is concerned. Now, it's going to continue to rain for a while, and there will be some gusty winds, but as far as any small threat of severe weather that remains, it'll pass just as soon as that line passes your location. And they're not even issuing any type of special weather statements now for the southern part of this line. So you folks down here in Wedowee proper, Roanoke, Wadley, Ashland, you're not even going to get a special weather statement out of this, it doesn't look like. And so what we said was going to happen is exactly what is happening. This line of storms is in a weakening mode as it moves through East Alabama. Yes, we did catch a severe thunderstorm warning for part of Randolph, Clay, and Cleburne, but the entire area didn't go under a warning, and that's exactly what we told you we thought we would see. Didn't know where those warnings would be, but we didn't think it would be widespread, and so far it has not. Again, we do have a brand new warning over here in West Georgia that gets northern Heard and portions of central and southern Carroll in our coverage area. And that, again, is going to be for those 60-mile-per-hour winds that are going to be right out there on the leading edge of that line of storms. The only really serious weather we have in Alabama at this hour is going to be down here in Dallas County, and that storm is moving into Autauga County, and this is going to be a tornado warning for a really nasty-looking thunderstorm that's capable of producing a tornado. So if you're up here in Autauga County, Alabama, you need to be prepared to go to your safe place. Autaugaville, which is out here on Highway 14, and then the city of Prattville. That is my hometown. It's where I was born and raised. You have got a thunderstorm that is capable of producing a tornado coming at you from the southwest. So you guys over here in Otaugaville and Prattville, all points in between, you need to be prepared to go to your safe place. If I'm in Otaugaville, I'm going to start heading that way now. This thing's coming at you at about 50 miles per hour from the southwest. If I'm in Prattville, I'm getting up, I'm getting out of bed, and I'm getting ready to go to my safe place if this storm holds together. And it is certainly still there. There's your signature just north of Highway 80 and just south of 140. It is about to cross into Autauga County. Understand Doppler radar is about anywhere from 4 to 6 minutes behind real time. So if I had to guess, I would say that the center of circulation is crossing the Dallas County, Autauga County line as we speak. And it is headed directly toward Otaugaville. So if you know anybody that lives over there around the Otaugaville area on Highway 14 in Autauga County, Alabama, give them a call, make sure they're awake, and have them head to their safe place. Getting questions about different specific locations in Randolph County, you're good. The severe, the part of the storm that could have produced severe weather now in Randolph County is over on the eastern side of northern Randolph County. So you're good over there. So Crystal Poole is asking a question, what time will it pass through Prattville? Yeah, if he's going to Union Camp, which is exactly where he should be going if he's in a log truck, I would call him and tell him to seek shelter and not to continue to try to make it to Union Camp right now. He is in one of those big high-rise type vehicles, and this storm is headed directly for Otaugaville. The danger that Prattville has, if the storm makes it to Otaugaville and then continues on its present motion, then it would move north of Prattville. But here's what happens. When these storms drop a tornado, sometimes they can start taking more of a turn to the right. And that if that were to happen in this storm, it would bring it right down Highway 14. Well, Union Camp sits down here off of 80 and 14 down here south of Prattville. So that's, and if he's driving a log truck, he's either going there or coming from there, one of the two. Either way, he doesn't need him in that area there around Prattville. So best thing for him to do is find a place to seek shelter indoors until this thing passes. Hey, it's moving to the east at 50 miles per hour, so within the next 20 to 30 minutes, this will be well past his area. That would be my safest recommendation for him. Yes. Well, hang on a second, Kellyton. Hang on. Let's see if we can get you into bed. You know, I wouldn't go to bed just yet if you want to be on the safe side here. I mean, the line of storms really hasn't even gotten to Kellyton yet. I mean, it's knocking on your door right there. Now, the line is not severe, Kellyton, and I don't anticipate it going severe. But you have a line of thunderstorms knocking on your door. So if you want to be the absolute safest you can possibly be, I hang on another 20 or 30 minutes, let the line pass before I go to bed. But I don't anticipate any problems in Kellyton. You're welcome, Crystal. Marston's Crossroads, yeah, you're good. I mean, you got a lot of rain and wind in the area, but nothing severe. Same for Lake Wedowee. Yeah, Hannah, nothing severe. Nothing severe in Woodland. The line of thunderstorms is moving into that area, but I mean, technically you are under a severe thunderstorm warning in Woodland, but the heaviest part of it is now east of you. It's headed for the Georgia state line. Um, there. So there's Woodland. And here's the heaviest part of the storm now. It's actually down there around Napoleon. And it's racing off to the east, northeast, and will be in Georgia pretty quick. So, I mean, with every passing moment now, Woodland and points north, you're getting out of that severe weather threat. No tornadic activity taking place here either. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning over in Georgia for northern Heard and eastern portions and southern portions of Carroll County for that same line. All right, so the Weather Service now expires the tornado warning for Dallas County, but does continue the tornado warning for Autauga County. We will see the severe thunderstorm warning for Randolph County disappear off the radar here in just a few moments. The line of storms is about to move through Newnan, or will move through Newnan in the next 30 or 40 minutes or so. You are under a severe thunderstorm warning up here. And that's going to be for the gust front that's right there along the leading edge of the storms. And the winds could gust up to 60 miles per hour as it moves into Newnan. But so far, we've seen no tornadic activity with that line of storms. Ashland, your threat's pretty much over. The line has passed you now. Same thing for Lineville. Well, I need to know where you are so I can tell you whether or not you can go to bed. So, tell me where you are. It was Wayne and Nicole Thomas. I need to know if we can go to bed. Tell me where you are. Odds are you can go to bed, but tell me where you are just to make sure. Probably, to the severe threat will be out of East Alabama and West Georgia within another hour or so. I mean, it's already ended up here in Cleburne County. It's already ended across northern and western portions of Clay. I mean, there is no severe weather taking place anywhere in the area other than that one little cell that's about to leave Randolph County over into Heard County. And then the stuff along this line over in Georgia. But another hour and a half, probably we'll see all of this completely out of East Alabama. As far as the line is concerned, you can see there's still rain behind it, and there's still rain to the north. So we may have rain for a while longer. And then we have that one thunderstorm producing a possible tornado down here in Autauga County. Piedmont, you're in the clear. Yeah, Delta, your severe threat has ended. Yeah, Denise, it's going to be windy. We told you that before all this started. It's going to be windy even if it's not storming. That's because of the incredible jet stream in the upper levels of the atmosphere. And some of that is getting transported down to the surface level. And that's why we're having such a crazy wind event along with these storms. Though the main line is about to move into Roanoke, so the winds are going to pick up. I mean, 35 to 40 mile per hour wind gust, even in these areas where we don't have a severe thunderstorm warning, certainly is a possibility. So it is going to be windy. Eclectic Alabama and a half. Is that like a burb of eclectic? I know where Eclectic is, but I'm not sure where the and half is. There's Eclectic right there on Lake Martin. You know, I would expect this storm that's in Autauga County to start fading once it passes I-65, but you're in line for that storm, Eclectic, so I would at least pay attention to it. You know, if it does hold together and makes it past Prattville and gets over into Elmore County, then I would heighten my alert on that thing. But if you're up here in Eclectic, I would be certainly paying attention to that Autauga County storm. Same for you, Brandy. Yeah, I mean, I know Eclectic's in Elmore County. I just don't know where. You said I'm in Eclectic, Alabama, and a half. Just trying to figure out where the half was. Good morning, Ashland. Yes, Leanne, you can go to sleep. That's that storm that's in Wedowee is below severe limits, and it should not intensify. Good morning, Wadley. Foster's Crossroads, yes, you can go to bed. All right, so we have now lost that severe thunderstorm warning for Randolph County. So we have no severe weather warnings or watches, as a matter of fact, in effect anywhere across Cleburne, Clay, Talladega, Randolph, or Tallapoosa or Chambers. Now, Coosa County is under a tornado watch. In Georgia, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning now that still covers portions of northern Heard and southeastern Carroll in our coverage area. And then we have a special weather statement that's just been issued, which would cover the Franklin area of Heard County. And then it stretches all the way down into Troup County to almost the LaGrange area. And that's going to be for that portion of the storm that moved through Randolph County that was severe at one time. It is weakening as it moves off to the east, just as we expected it would. But they are going to handle that now with a special weather statement instead of severe thunderstorm warning. Look, folks, it's raining cats and dogs from Wedowee all the way to Wadley, back over to Roanoke, back up to around Franklin, stretching all the way back into southeastern Clay, northern Tallapoosa, back over into northern Coosa. It is coming down out there, and it's windy. But it looks a whole lot worse than it actually is. This is below severe limits. There could be even some small hail in some very isolated areas, and we do have some lightning out there this morning. But it's not a tremendous amount of lightning. We're talking 46 lightning strikes in the last 3 minutes in that frame that we're looking at, and that's a lot of area. So that's not a real high lightning count, honestly, for this storm. Well, the National Weather Service has not issued a tornado warning for Elmore County yet. That is probably coming. But the tornado warning is for Autauga and Lowndes at the moment. As you can see, it stops right there at the Autauga-Elmore County line. They probably will extend that warning into Elmore County, but we're not getting it. We haven't received notification of it yet, and I'm looking at the chat room with the National Weather Service, and the last thing they issued was at 3:42, and that was a continuation of the tornado warning for Autauga and Lowndes. But it wouldn't surprise me at all if they do extend this on over into Elmore County. Though I got to tell you, the signature doesn't look, I mean, it's still there, but it doesn't look quite as impressive as it did a few minutes ago, though. Looking at the velocity product, it still looks pretty good, and that's right there at Otagoville. So Prattville, I think you need to start going to your safe place now. This is moving at 50 miles per hour, and Otagoville is only about 15 miles west of Prattville. So I think Prattville needs to go ahead and start going through their tornado evacuation process. You need to go to the lowest floor in your home, preferably in the center of that lowest floor away from windows. A closet, bathroom's a good idea. Make sure that you carry something to cover yourself with, such as blankets, cushions, baby bed mattress, futon mattress. Make sure you have on a helmet. This goes for your family as well. Make sure you have on hard-soled shoes and get in that closet, that small confined space, and close the door. That's where you want to ride out the possible tornado. If you're in a mobile home, you need to get out of it. If you're in a car, you need to get out of it. You need to find a store somewhere that's open. Go inside. No circumstance that you stay in a mobile home or a car, an automobile, during a tornado warning if you're in the path of the storm. Folks in Otagoville should have already been in their safe space. That storm's right on top of you as we speak, and it's going to continue on off to the east-northeast, coming right out Highway 14, headed directly for the city of Prattville. Good morning, Mr. Herbert. Good to see you this morning. And folks, I'm looking at the only tornado warning we have in the state of Alabama at this hour, and this is a dangerous situation down here in Autauga County, Alabama. The tornado warning has been canceled for Lowndes County. A tornado warning continues for Autauga County. At 2:52 a.m., a severe thunderstorm was capable of producing a tornado located near Otagoville, or 9 miles west of Prattville, moving east at 50 miles per hour. So, Prattville, this is going to be on top of you. Now is the time for you to go to your safe place. Go to the center of the lowest floor in your home, or if you're at work, that same theory would apply. You want to stay away from windows. Make sure you carry something with you to soften the blow from debris, such as a cushion off of a couch, a pillow, blankets, a mattress off of a futon or a baby bed, anything you can get to cover yourself. If you have a helmet, put that on. Make sure you've got on hard-soled shoes, jackets, anything you can carry with you to kind of pile up on top of you, and get in the center area of the lowest floor. If you have a basement, that's the best place to go. And also carry something with you, such as a whistle or something that can make a loud noise in the event that you have to be rescued and rescuers are having a hard time finding you. You can make that loud noise. Obviously, carry your cell phone with you. And if you live in the city of Prattville, you should be in your safe place now. It is time to go there. We are looking at a tornadic thunderstorm over Autauga County, Alabama at this hour. The threat of severe weather has all but ended across East Alabama. So if I'm not talking about your particular location right now, I know it looks bad outside and it feels bad, it sounds bad across East Alabama. The threat of severe weather across East Alabama is just, well, we have no warnings up there. Let me run back up there right quick and show you what it looks like in case you've just joined us. Now, that main line has already come through Roanoke. It's moving into northern Chambers County now. It's coming down pretty good in Alexander City, and the winds are pretty gusty right along the leading edge of that as it moves off to the east-southeast. But there's nothing severe here. It's very windy conditions, very heavy rainfall. There could be some small pockets of small hail and occasional thunder and lightning. And we do have a special weather statement for our Georgia counties of Heard and Northern Troup, and that we do have a severe thunderstorm warning that continues up here in extreme eastern Carroll County, now moving out of our coverage area. But nothing severe in Randolph, nothing severe in southern Clay, northern Chambers, Tallapoosa, or Coosa. The only severe weather we have at the moment is down here in Autauga County, Alabama. This is going to be for a tornado that, a severe thunderstorm that is producing a possible tornado just to the east of Autaugaville, right there along Highway 14. And that thing is coming directly at Prattville. So if you're in the city of Prattville or anywhere between Autaugaville and Prattville, you should be in your safe place right now. Yes, Woodland, you can go to bed. How far south should this dip? Are we talking about the line of storms or this tornado? If you're talking about the line of storms, it's going to go all the way through Alabama and Georgia. That line of storms is coming through Kellyton. The leading edge of it should be gone in about another 15 or 20 minutes. It's going to rain for probably a couple of hours, but the leading edge of the storm system should move on out pretty quick. Again, the main reason we're still on this morning is for this severe thunderstorm producing a possible tornado now down in Autauga County, Alabama. This is headed toward the city of Prattville. If you live in the city of Prattville, this is a dangerous situation. You need to go to your safe place immediately. Make sure you're on the lowest floor, a basement if you have one, but you want to be in the center of that lowest floor, in a closet or bathroom, any interior room that does not have windows. Make sure that you're there now. You do not want to be traveling on the roadways around the city of Prattville. You don't want to be in a mobile home. If you live in a mobile home, you got to have a plan to go somewhere else, folks. It's been proven in every severe weather outbreak across the United States. It's proven every single time, almost 100% of the time, it's proven that mobile homes are no match for severe weather. And yes, where there's a will to find a way, there is a way. And you've got to find somewhere you can go during times of severe weather. You just can't put yourself in that kind of danger and take that chance. So you don't need to be in a mobile home if you're in the city of Prattville right now. You don't need to be in an automobile. You need to be in your safe place. National Weather Service, let's see here if this is an update. It is. The National Weather Service continues the tornado warning for Autauga County until 3:15. At 2:59 a.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Autauga County Airport or near Prattville, moving to the east at 45 miles per hour. I know exactly where that's at because my brothers and I own a little bit of property there at the Autauga County Airport, so I know exactly where we're talking about here. So that's right there along Highway 14, Groovy Airport. You know where it's at, out there on the west side of Prattville, and that's moving directly at downtown Prattville. So again, folks, you got to take this serious. If you're in the city of Prattville, you need to be in your safe place right now. Whitehall, you're okay. This is north of you. Okay, so now we have a tornado warning for Elmore and Montgomery. At 3 a.m., a severe thunderstorm was capable of producing a tornado located over Autauga County Airport or near Prattville, moving to the northeast, or moving east, I should say, at 45 miles per hour. So now we have extended that warning into Elmore County. And this storm has stayed together now for well over an hour. So there's no indication that it's going to fade out anytime soon. So if you're in Elmore County, I'm talking about Millbrook, up here around Wetumpka, Eclectic. If you're in Eclectic, you need to pay attention to it. If you're in Wetumpka, you need to pay attention to it. If you're in Millbrook, you need to go ahead and go to your safe place. This is moving into downtown Prattville as we speak. It's going to continue moving off to the east. It's going to come right out Highway 14. So if you know where that's at, it's going to be coming right towards you, Millbrook. So let's go ahead and make sure we take that safest course of action and go ahead and go to your safe place. Prattville, you should already be there. Millbrook, the call to action is now for you. It's time for you to go to your safe place, the lowest floor of your home, preferably a basement if you have one. Make sure it's an interior small room, closet, no windows. Make sure you have your blankets, your pillows, your helmets on your head. And it's time to go there now if you're anywhere between Prattville and Millbrook. Clay County's in the clear. You guys are good. The line is past you. Yeah, that's a pretty good looking tornado right over the city of Prattville. If you know anybody that lives down there in Autauga County, especially from Prattville East, you need to call them and make sure they're aware of what's going on. That is a significant looking tornado signature moving into the city of Prattville. And I would put the center of circulation now right over downtown Prattville. Maybe out there. No, anywhere from Prattville all the way out to Highway 80 is where the bulk of this storm is moving. Yeah, Woodland, you're good to go back to bed. Chambers, you're good. There's no severe weather across East Alabama, folks. This is the only severe weather we have in central or East Alabama at this hour. And this is down there in Autauga County, just north of Montgomery. Now, if this thing continues, it's going to end up in East Alabama. But we think that once it passes I-65, it's going to start losing some of its intensity, and we think we're hopeful that we lose this tornado signature after it passes I-65. But we have extended the tornado warning all the way into Elmore County. So the next county over is going to be southern Tallapoosa County. Places like Tallahassee, Reeltown, Bama Park. Then if it were to continue further than that, then we're going to get over here into Lee County and potentially southwest Chambers County. But we're really hopeful that we start losing this thing once it passes I-65. Again, this is a tornado warning. It's a severe thunderstorm producing a possible tornado. Very near or maybe just a little bit south of downtown Prattville, moving on off to the northeast. So you folks over here in Millbrook and Elmore County, you need to be in your safe place. So I'm just looking at some of the comments on the National Weather Service chat, and so one of the meteorologists at the National Weather Service in Birmingham is suggesting that the rotation is pretty evident on this particular storm. And it is. I have to agree with him. The threat is about to be over now in Prattville, as you can see the inflow notch right there, out there where 80 and Highway 31 intersect, and back up into Prattmont. That's what we used to call it, Uptown Prattville. That's the inflow notch, and so that's the area where your tornado would be. And so it's racing on off to the east now at about 50 miles per hour. So the next volume scan should put it out here close to I-65. Question: does the tornado move in between thunderstorms? No. This is a thunderstorm by itself. It's a thunderstorm complex that was able to get going down in southwest Alabama earlier this morning, and it's kind of a singular storm. It's off by itself. Now zoom out, you can see that main line to its north. It's moving east and southeast, and what's going to happen eventually, as this line gets closer to this singular storm, it's going to start kicking it on off more to the east, and eventually it may actually kind of turn it back to the southeast, or it may absorb this storm when it gets closer to it. Kind of hard to say exactly how it's going to interact with one another, but it's a storm that's running out well ahead of the main line of storms. So there comes the next volume scan, and yes, indeed, the center of circulation now is out there around I-65. The good news is this is a pretty heavily populated area, and I've not seen any. I haven't seen any reports of damage. Of course, it is also 3:09 a.m. in the morning, when most people are in the bed, but look up here north of Millbrook. That is some crazy rain and or hail. I mean, we're getting off the scale up here. This would be just east of I-65, just inside of Elmore County, north of Millbrook. Up there along, let's see, Highway 14. So this is 14 out there at I-65 coming out of Autauga County into Elmore County. And then just to the north of Highway 14, some just insane reflectivity showing up there. That is most likely hail, but it's you don't see the whites and the dark and the blacks very often. That's crazy. So there it is, folks. Let me zoom out and go back up here to East Alabama. Most of our viewers are in East Alabama, but we do have quite a few that watch us down there.